Luck is a very important thing in sports. I don't think we really like to admit that all too often. We like to think that our sports teams, hey, check out the dogs that are bursting into my door. We like to think our sports teams get it done on their own, right? They don't need a lot of luck. But the truth is, you need luck. There's two real examples that I can think of right off the top of my head. Eagles-Chiefs Super Bowl, James Bradbury holds Juju Smith-Schuster when Patrick Mahomes overthrows him. If Patrick Mahomes overthrows him and James Bradbury just plays good coverage and doesn't hold Juju, Eagles get the ball back, and that Chiefs defense was having a very hard time stopping the Eagles. Eagles could win the Super Bowl. But being that James Bradbury held them, they were able to pretty much run out the clock, kick a field goal, and win the game. Another example I can think of, the most famous one in basketball, at least in the past decade or so, well, in 5 years or so. If Kevin Durant's shoe size is just a little smaller, the Nets are playing the Suns in the NBA Finals, not the Bucks. Why am I bringing up luck? This video is about professional wrestling, so why am I bringing up luck? Well, Paul Levesque, aka Triple H, and WWE got very, very lucky in the early part of this year. Let me give you a quick little summary of what happened in the early part of this year that made WWE catch fire, and every WWE fan say it's one of the greatest 2-month, 3-month, 4-month stretches of WWE's entire lifespan. Going into the Royal Rumble, there was 2 male superstars that were favorites to win that Royal Rumble. CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes goes in, and Cody Rhodes wins the Royal Rumble. There's a little controversy on CM Punk's injury. A lot of people think that he was booked to win it, but when he got injured, he told somebody, and the finish got changed to Cody winning. But we'll get into that. Cody Rhodes then goes a couple weeks later. First off, Seth is telling him, like, hey, you should come after me because this championship matters more because it's shown more Roman really isn't here. So is that the championship you really want? And the reason Seth is doing that is because here comes The Rock, old Dwayne Johnson, coming to take Cody's spot. Cody goes up to Roman on a SmackDown, and I can't remember exactly the date, but it's a couple weeks after the Royal Rumble. Cody Rhodes goes up to Roman and says, hey, I want the title, but I'm not going to take it from you right now. I'll wait till after WrestleMania. Rock music hits, fans go crazy, yada, yada, yada. Well, the fans went crazy that night on social media, and every night past that, fans were begging for Cody Rhodes to come back. The WrestleMania kickoff that for some reason takes place several months before WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes comes out, disrespects The Rock, disrespects Roman after being disrespected. I have to say that because people legitimately take this shit seriously, every detail seriously. So for weeks after that, Rock turns heel, becomes the final boss. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson teams up with Roman Reigns, officially joins the bloodline, but acknowledges Roman as the tribal chief. Messes with Cody and Seth, beating them to a pulp every now and then. And it's set tag match, Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, The Rock, to set up the stipulation of the next night at WrestleMania, which would be Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. Rock and Roman win, bloodline rules, Jey Uso shows up, Jimmy Uso shows up, Solo Sikoa shows up, Undertaker shows up, John Cena, you know the thing. But Cody wins the title, ending Roman's massive, probably never going to be touched ever again. Well, he didn't break the record, but that record will never, ever be touched by anyone in the modern era. So you could say it's the modern era longest title reign that's ever going to be. I hope that wasn't too confusing of a wording. That whole storyline, I summed it up by the matches, but that whole storyline left out a few things. That's what a summary is. That whole storyline was great. It was good. It was fun. There's a couple bumps, including why did Cody Rhodes give his spot to The Rock only to take it back a week or two later? But we'll get into that. So we're going to bring this back around to luck, okay? Because that whole thing was not the plan. It wasn't the plan. And that was revealed in this documentary that is probably in the thumbnail of this video. So the original plan was to have Cody go into the Royal Rumble and win the Royal Rumble. There was no CM Punk was booked to win it and CM Punk got hurt, so they had to switch to Cody Rhodes. That wasn't the case. How do I know that's not the case? Go watch the documentary. Triple H says, or Paul Levesque, I don't know, whatever he wants to go by, but he says that if Cody did not win the Royal Rumble, it would hurt Cody. So Cody has to win the Royal Rumble. So the plan was Cody wins the Royal Rumble. CM Punk still goes to face Seth at WrestleMania. Cody goes out and does the same thing he did. Look at Roman and say, hey, I'm going to take that title from you, but it's not going to be at WrestleMania. Here's my guy. And The Rock comes out, The Rock comes out, you get that match at WrestleMania, and you get Seth Rollins and CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. You know what the big problem with that is? The biggest babyface in your company, I said I'd do a better job at looking at the camera. The biggest babyface in the WWE, your Royal Rumble winner, was not going to be competing for a main event title at WrestleMania. Like, that was the plan. Just like everybody who is freaking out about this, myself, every Cody Rhodes fan out there, and most WWE fans said, don't do this. Why were they doing that? Because they wanted cash, right? This sort of thing worked in the past. Bring back the big star to have a big match with one of your big superstars. It worked in the past with casual fans, bringing in casual fans, which is fine, but not at the sacrifice of such a great story. Cody Rhodes is the biggest babyface in the company. He's your Royal Rumble winner. You've shown and you've said that he's a great worker and he deserves this and yada, yada, yada. And yet you were going to have him do absolutely nothing at WrestleMania. What, you were going to make him face Gunther? You're going to make him face Logan Paul for the United States Championship? Maybe he was going to use his Royal Rumble win to tag. But Jack, he said that he'd take the title away from Roman after WrestleMania. Okay, so you just gave away the result to Rock and Roman, and you broke the rules of the Royal Rumble. Like, does nothing matter? Like, does the Royal Rumble just not matter? Because that's what you were going to paint it as, just because you wanted this guy or he wanted himself to face Roman for the title. And who knows what could have changed? The Rock's ego. Like, Dwayne Johnson seems like a fine enough person, but everything around him, especially coming out the past year or so, his ego is fucking massive. So the plan may have been Roman beat Rock at WrestleMania and maybe lose to Cody at SummerSlam. Maybe that was the original plan, but all of a sudden Rock's ego strolls in and says, hey, actually, I want the belt. I want the belt. I want to be known as the Tribal Chief. I want the belt. I mentioned luck at the start of this. Luckily, CM Punk got hurt. I don't want to celebrate someone's injury. And I'm not celebrating someone's injury. But if CM Punk doesn't get hurt, Seth Rollins is not available for that tag match. I shouldn't say that. I should say Seth Rollins is not available for that small little tease of like, maybe Cody will pick Seth. Even though no one bought it, not for a second, no one thought for a single solitary second that Cody was going to pick Seth. That promo Seth cut about the belt against Roman, that was great, but legitimately no one thought that Cody was actually going to pick Seth. But you wouldn't have Seth available for that. Maybe the tag match, because he did do the tag match and then face Drew McIntyre, but CM Punk gets hurt, so that frees up Seth for the most part, right? Also, Cody Rhodes decides to point at Roman Reigns. If Cody Rhodes does not point at Roman Reigns, the seeds are not planted for that match at WrestleMania. And he got lucky that Roman played along with it and didn't just sit there confused. Maybe he hesitated a little bit, but he ended up lifting the belt. He ended up looking at Cody and lifting the belt. Luckily, that happened. And also, you're lucky that The Rock's ego didn't take hold. If we are believing what The Rock said in this documentary, which a lot of people aren't, and you're justified at not believing what he said. But if we believe that it came down to The Rock's decision whether or not he was going to face Roman Reigns or Cody Rhodes was going to face Roman Reigns, you are lucky he picked Cody Rhodes. And finally, you are lucky that Cody Rhodes had the support he did. Because even if Cody had half the support he did going into WrestleMania 40, if he had half the support he did, that half would have been scorned. Not only that half would have been scorned if you picked Rock and Roman, a lot of fans would lose so much good faith that you had built up since Vince left. Everybody doubted the WWE, doubted that they were actually going to do this properly, and then Vince left. There was a little hope. Triple H started doing a lot of things that gave a lot of people hope, and then you were about to screw over Cody again just for The Rock to come in. That would have lost so much good faith with so much of the fan base, but you were lucky. You were lucky all these pieces fell into place. Now, why did I feel the need to make this video? Well, that's because when myself and a lot of other people were busy freaking out, saying, hey, this isn't good. This is not good signs for what Triple H is doing. A lot of people were like, oh, I'm going to blindly follow Triple H now. I have full trust and full belief that the WWE has my best interest at heart and they're going to do the right thing. No, they're not. Triple H is good at his job. You still, as much crap as I'm giving the WWE right now, the pivot was tremendous, right? There was a big plot hole, but it pretty much was ignored by the end, right? We got a phenomenal heel run out of Rock. We got a great Seth Rollins moment. We got a great Cody Rhodes match and a great Cody Rhodes moment. So many things happened because the pivot was, we got Drew McIntyre as the biggest heel in the company, the most entertaining heel in the company. Not directly because of this, but he was definitely, had a bigger light placed on him because of this. But if the original plan that Paul Levesque had, the original plan, if that went through, it would have been so bad, and it would have burned so many fans from trusting Paul Levesque, WWE in the hands of Paul Levesque. This whole Triple H era that everybody's naming it now. Just do not blindly trust and blindly follow the WWE. Don't do it. If you have criticisms of the WWE, express them. Don't just say I trust they're going to do the right thing. This past weekend, Money in the Bank should be full proof that this regime is still capable of screwing things up. Well, the last thing I want to say to those of you who were in my comment sections and in a lot of other people's comment sections when they expressed their concern with how Cody Rhodes is being treated, saying it's a work, you're being fooled, they're working you, they're trying to make you mad. I told you so. I told you so. Go fuck yourself. Go listen to Red Light Homies. Comes out every Monday, 12 p.m. Central. Well, I guess noon Central. And I'll try to be more consistent on here. Y'all take care.